All right, welcome. Come on in. Come on in the building, y'all. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your man, KTJ, former men's counselor turned love coach. And today we're going to get into it. We got a good show for you here tonight. We're talking about it. Breaking up. How do you know it's time? How do you know it's time? We've been looking at a bunch of things out there in the media, and some of us think it's time when it may not be time for them, namely Will and Jada, right? Some of you already think to yourselves, you know what? I know when it's time. That Will, how could he put up with all of this? Could you see how much she is embarrassing you? Can you see this? And Will's just like, Jada is my best friend in the whole world, and I'm going to stand by her no matter what. And some of y'all like, what? Are you nuts? But you know what? That is his choice, and that's her choice. Now, somebody might say that he blocked her in because maybe that's not what she was thinking. But either way, you have to understand what it means when it's time to go. So I got some videos I want to share with you guys, and we're going to break some of these things down. And I'm even open to answering some questions. So you could drop your comment in the comment section, and we're going to get to it tonight. We're going to have some fun here tonight and enjoy just this conversation, because I think this is a valuable conversation. We talk a lot, me in particular, a lot about finding the right person, being with the right person, all of those sort of things. But when it's not right, and you know it's not right, what do you do then? So we're gonna get into it. I got one. I'm gonna jump off with this one right here. We're gonna jump off with Iyanla Van Zant. She had an interesting one. Come on, hold on, Yolanda. You're going too fast for me. Hold on, baby. She had an interesting talk. She looks like she was on the Breakfast Club with this one, and I think this is valuable, man. I think this is valuable, and it may not be valuable to you today, but you just wait. You just wait. It might be valuable to you at a different time. All right. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a listen to what she has to say on this. I think she's a smart lady. So let's talk about it. Let's see what she talked about.
The four questions that I think every relationship needs to ask, everybody in a relationship. Is this an important relationship in my life?
Mm.
Because sometimes Boo Boo and Kafada are fighting and they don't even, they don't even care. I mean, just because you here right now, you the
Right.
one for right now. Is this an important relationship in my life? Number, that's the first question. And the second question you have to ask yourself is, do I value this person and do they value me?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that from behavior. The third question is, am I willing to take 100% responsibility for the state of this relationship? Meaning, I can't change you, I can't fix you, but the state that it's in, the arguing, the lack of support, the adversarial, whatever it is, am I willing to take 100% responsibility? Which means, am I willing to look at what I do, not what you do? What am I doing? And what's motivating me?
Mm-hmm.
And the final question is, am I willing to do the work to heal it, no matter what the other person does?
Ooh.
And that's the big one.
Ooh.
The four questions.
Yeah. So she talking that talk tonight. And so we're gonna get into that. But one of the things that she said that stood out to me in this is something that we don't talk enough about, is that people have to take full responsibility for your part in whatever is going on. Right. So I was always taught that, like, the beginning of adulthood is you being able to take full responsibility for whatever, listen to what I'm saying, whatever is currently in your life, right? If you got somebody in your life and you don't like how things are, you don't like them, you don't like You made the decision to put this person in my life. Well, Cal, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't ask them to talk to me like a dog or be like Joe Smith. Yo, wait a minute. Joe Smith, the former NBA player whose wife is on OnlyFans. I didn't tell her to be on OnlyFans. How could she do this to me? When you know you met her in an adult situation, right? You already knew she was an adult performer, but you thought that you could reform her. And you find out you can't. And she is who she is. And so even in that guy's got to take full responsibility for whatever is in his life. Let me run that back one more time because she was dropping some gems in this. Give me that again, Ilana. And y'all need, hold on. You know what? Listen to this, y'all, real quick before I hit the button on this. I want this show to be something that people take notes on, right? I'm not here to be like all the other content creators. I want people to actually leave here with some actionable ideas and some things that they can implement in their lives immediately. So here we go with it. Check it out.
Relationship needs to ask everybody in a relationship, is this an important relationship in my life? Mm-hmm. Because sometimes Boo Boo and Kafada are fighting and they don't even even care. I mean, just because you here right now, you the one for right now. Is this an important relationship in my life?
Hold on, let's stop right there, y'all, real quick. Is this an important relationship in my life? Is this person important in my life? Sometimes you can be in relationships with some people and they're not even important in your life. I met a lady one time and she said she was seeing in the sky and I want to say she was maybe like 25-year-old woman. She's seeing this man and she and the guy, they got close. They had a great relationship and they were only seeing each other for like 2 months, right? They really liked hanging out with each other. They got intimate and she got pregnant. She got pregnant and within a short time, while she was pregnant, boom, she has the baby and they're kind of still together, but now they have the pressure of the baby, right? Before it was just them, but now they got the pressure of the baby and the pressure of the baby takes all the attention. Anybody who's ever had a baby can tell you it takes all the attention. And so there was not much attention on them building a relationship because now they're building a family, right? So she tells me, she says, well, we went out to visit his family out in LA. And while we were out there, he got a chance to see his two young sons, 6 and 7 years old. Had a good time, had a good visit. Mom came and dropped them off and said, hey, y'all go and be with your daddy, right? Dropped them off. And she said she said the mom never came back. The mom went somewhere and she never came back. And so they didn't know what to do with the kids and their flight was leaving. So what did they do? They went, packed the kids up and flew the kids back to Georgia. And now she has to, because at the time when he looked at them kids and looked at her and asked her, are you ready for this? I'm like, what is she going to say? She's got a brand new baby and now she's got to be stepmom instantly. And so she found herself in a very difficult space. I'm telling you, you got to ask yourself, I agree with what Ilana had to say. You got to ask yourself, is this a significant relationship? Let's keep going on this. See what you got to say.
That's the first question. And the second question you have to ask yourself is, do I value this person And do they value me?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that from behavior. The third question is,
Hold on, honey. Hold on. Do I value this person, and does this person value me? How do you know if somebody values you? How do you know? Well, think about what it means to value. If you have a neck chain, if you got a chain, your favorite chain, do you leave it outside on the porch? Or do you take it somewhere where it's protected? Do you just give it away to anybody? Your cousin wants to come and borrow it, and you just give your valuable chain away? Nope. You tell your cousin, you better go buy your own chain. This is mine. Do you just wear it every day like it's no big deal and just, take a shower in it? And no, not if it's valuable to you. So that's the question. Do you value them, and do they value you?
Willing to take
Let's keep going.
100% responsibility for the state of this relationship? Meaning, I can't change you, I can't fix you, but the state that it's in, the arguing, the lack of support, the adversarial, whatever it is, am I willing to take 100% responsibility? Which means, am I willing to look at what I do? Not what you do. What am I doing? And what's motivating me?
Mm-hmm.
And the final question is, am I willing to do the work to heal it, no matter what the other person does?
Ooh.
And that's the big one.
Ooh.
Am I willing to heal it? Are you willing to heal it? That's a good one. That's good. That's good. So that's some good stuff right there. I got some more here coming, but I think this is important. I think this is important. An important conversation to have. Now look, I got some I got something to share with you real quick. And this one has music, so I got to turn the music up. Check out what this guy has to say. Now he's giving advice for guys. Check out what this man has to say. Let me set it up for you. All right, here we go.
If a guy goes through a breakup, and I get these questions a lot. Oh, I got broken up with, I'm crushed. Well, I kind of tell them, like, here's a few things to do, okay? Like, if the girl broke up with you, she does not want to be with you anymore, then one, you need to cut off attention, okay? You got to withdraw your attention, because as long as you're giving her attention when she doesn't want you, your value drops and the chance of ever getting back with her, if that's what you want. Maybe you don't want to, doesn't matter, but your value's dropping like a sack of potatoes. So one, you have to withdraw attention. Secondly, you have to get obsessed with leveling up, obsessed with getting stronger, getting leaner, looking better, obsessed with improving yourself socially, improving yourself from a professional standpoint with your business, your career. Get obsessed, dressing better, improving your offer. And then, if you do those two things, oftentimes that girl that broke up with you will start, she'll start like hitting you up. If a guy...
Okay, but that's not really what you want necessarily. But his advice in the beginning, I got to give it to him. He's absolutely right. I just told somebody this today. They asked the question, Kel, what do I do about this situation? And I'm really trying to get over this person. And I said, the best thing you can do, cut off all contact. Cut off all contact. Yes, you're going to have to block them on Instagram. You might have to block them on Facebook. You might have to block them on all social media, right? Because, and some people say, well, you know what? Don't block them, because then you want them to see you living it up. Why? Because you still want them? No, because you're going to be affected by them. The best thing you could do, no contact. No, just because you're thinking about them doesn't mean you should call them. No contact, right? And I like the rest of what he had to say. Just go about your life leveling up. I like that one. Go about your life leveling up. So I got some more here. Got some more stuff here. I run across these. Now this one right here, y'all. Hold on, my man, he already going.
Perfect or fully
Hold on, let me
compatible.
stop him. Let me stop you. Let me stop you,
He suddenly
homeboy.
finds a woman that has
Let me
that
stop.
10% that's been missing.
All right. So now this one right here, you guys, this one right here is a little on the pandering side. So these are some that run across my desk, coming across my desk. But tonight we're talking all about it. How do you know? And how do you let him go? All right. So check out this guy right here. This guy is looking all suave. So check out what he has to say.
A long-term relationship for a new woman is usually because of the 90-10% principle, meaning that the woman that he's with may have 90% of the qualities that he's looking for, because nobody's perfect or fully compatible. So one day he suddenly finds a woman that has that 10% that's been missing, but in his mind all he thinks is, here's a woman that has 100% of what I've been looking for. So he exits the relationship and starts dating this new woman. But eventually what happens many times is that he realizes that this new woman only has 10% of what he wanted. So he either comes back crawling, asking back for the 90%, or he's so prideful that he stays with the 10%, pretending to be happy and content. When a man...
Now that's interesting. So his theory is the guy comes back for goes out looking for the 10%, even though he's got 90% where he is. And so sometimes he chases the 10%, gets out there, realizes that he doesn't, the 10% is good, but it wasn't what the 90% was. And he tries to double back. Now, I've seen this happen a couple times, especially with men who have been in long-term relationships. They get out of one relationship and go after that girl who had their attention. It was like, now if I get with her, now she is everything. Now, if I get with her, that's what I'm talking about. She's going to be able to do X, Y, and Z, not like this ABC chick that I got. So he goes from one relationship to the other. This part is the dangers of not knowing how to move on, right? To me, one of the top things the guy's got to do if he's ready to move on, and a lady, you got to put some space in between relationships. Never, listen to what I'm saying, never go from one person to the next person. Never jump from one relationship to the next relationship without having some time in between. I'm telling you, it's gonna matter. Listen to what I'm saying, because if I've seen so many guys, because once you over there with that 10% that you thought you was chasing, you are stuck, and it ain't as fun over there as you thought it was going to be. So be careful about chasing that 10%, because that 10% is not what you thought it was going to be. I want y'all to check out what this guy has to say. I love following these guys and seeing what people got to say. All right. This is the lady who's giving advice. I want y'all to check out what she had to say.
Fact that you
All right, we're gonna start you over, baby.
Once you can get past this step, you've
all right,
done
hold
the hardest
on.
part. I forgot how good it feels. I always thought men were heartless.
Here we go.
Until I started receiving tons of DMs from men confiding in me while struggling through a breakup. It was then that I realized you guys have feelings too. Here are 5 tips to get.
Hold on, man. It was then when she realized men have feelings too. Oh yeah, you just realizing that, huh? Okay.
A breakup. Whether she broke up with you or not, don't try to win her back. If 2 people are meant to be, they'll find their way back to each other.
So I'll give her that on that. If she broke up with you, there was a good reason for it. Ladies, if he broke up with you, there's a good reason for it. That means something is broken. That means take the time to figure yourself out. Have you ever seen people just do this and get back together and no change happens?
But begging and chasing isn't proving your worth. It's depleting it. Fucking good. Don't turn to other women. We all know that men process their emotions differently, but this is the equivalent of putting a band-aid on a shattered bone. You're gonna lose self-respect while using this method to cope. Please stop stalking her socials. If you're reading into her cryptic posts, she's winning. Fully invest yourself into that new hobby you've been wanting to try. You're going to make friends and establish a healthy routine, and you're going to have something to be proud of. And lastly, let go. Stop trying to find closure. Accept the fact that she may just be a crazy. Once you can get past this step, you've done the hardest part. I forgot how good this was. I always
All right, this is good. I gotta give her her props on this. This is a men's guide to dealing with breakup.
thought men were heartless until I started receiving tons of DMs from men confiding in me while struggling
So why would guys be confiding in her?
through a breakup. It was then that I realized you guys have feelings too. Here are 5 tips to get through a breakup. Whether she broke up with you or not, don't try to win her back.
All right, so that was good, right? I gotta give her props, right? Don't win her back. Don't try to talk her into it. Listen to this. If someone has decided to move on, there's nothing you can say that's going to be good enough for them to take you back. And if they take you back, do you want to be taken back out of pity? Now, I know some of y'all be like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. It don't matter why she takes me back. As long as she takes me back. Well, I'm telling you, it should care. You should care. Because if you don't care, then you're setting yourself up to be on the puppy dog end and always wondering, is she going to break up with me again? Huh? You don't want to be in that position. This lady, she's talking some truth over here. And let me see what else she said.
Back. If 2 people are meant to be, they'll find their way back to each other. But begging and chasing isn't proving your worth. It's depleting it.
Man, y'all better not be out here begging and chasing. Please. Man, you better not.
Fucking good. Don't turn to other women. We all know that men process their emotions differently, but this is the equivalent of putting a band-aid on a shattered bone. You're gonna lose self-respect while using this method to cope. Please.
All right. So let's talk about this rebound thing. Talk about this rebound thing. This is something that men are notorious for. I feel like men are more guilty of this than women. That idea of just going on the rebound. You break up with one girl, and by the end of the night, you on with the next. And by the end of the week, you on with the next. And you bouncing, and because you had the gun loaded already, just waiting for the opportunity. And now the gate is open, and you just buck wild. And it's never enough until you get to the place and you realize, wait a minute. After all of this, I still miss her. After all of these opportunities taken, none of them makes me feel fulfilled. Why? Because you need to be working on yourself, getting stronger mentally, getting stronger physically, hit the gym, getting stronger spiritually, right? Get back to the center of where you're supposed to be spiritually, right? Get back to your place emotionally. Like, listen, there is nothing wrong with going and getting counseling. Nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact, I'm suggesting it.
Stop stalking her socials. If you're reading into her cryptic posts, she's winning. Fully invest yourself.
All right. So and I get this question a lot about people watching other people's social media. Listen to this. Listen to this. If you're watching their social media, you're not free. If you're watching and stalking their social media, that's not a reason that they're going to want to be with you. You're just tormenting yourself. And look, on the stories, you can see who's watching your stories. So you see that little face pop up, you could be like, "Ooh, they watching my stories." All right? Don't do that. Do not do that. All right, let's finish this lady off here. This is good. She's got some good points here. Let's go. Try out a new hobby.
into that new hobby you've been wanting to try. You're going to make friends and establish a healthy routine, and you're going to have something to be proud of. And lastly,
So I like what the other guy said. Maybe some of y'all need to go hit the gym. Some of you may need to get back and invest in your own physical fitness, right? How about you get in the best shape of your life? That'll that'll show them. Get in the best mental shape of your life. Find a therapist, find a coach, find a counselor, find a deacon, find an AMan, find somebody that's going to help you to get clarity on who you are and where you're going.
go. Stop trying to find closure. Accept the fact that she may just be a crazy once you can get past this step.
Now, for this right here, I'm going to disagree with this lady. Stop trying to find closure. Stop trying to find closure from them. Don't ever stop finding closure for yourself, in yourself, right? Don't try and I just want to know why. I was talking to a guy just on Sunday, just this past Sunday, whose girlfriend broke up with him, and he said that they were sharing, they were partners in some group, right? And he's like, well, maybe I'll just call her and tell her that I won't be calling her and talking to her. I'm like, man, my guy, no. The best thing you could do, this is what I told him, the best thing you can do with this lady is to stop talking to her. Don't call her for anything. Because every effort towards calling her, towards engaging her, gives her one message. What y'all think that one message is? You still care. And if she has decided that she no longer wants you in her life, the last thing you want to do is drive home a point that makes her think you care. Listen, and I'm telling you this, any impact, any connection gives the impression that you still care, right? Because if you didn't care, why would you waste your breath? If it didn't matter to you, why would you even put any effort towards it? That's because you still care. Oh, no. See, I didn't see her timeline. I didn't see her post come up, and I just wanted to see if she was all right. I haven't seen her, and she was in my mind, and I'm not going to call her. I'm just going to check her post. You still care. You know, I was thinking about her mom, and it's her mom's birthday, and I was thinking about sending her mom a gift. You still care. All of that, every effort towards that one person says only one thing: you still care. And if you don't care, no energy. I'm talking about no energy going forward. So let me show you guys. I'm gonna give you guys my breakdown on this topic. I got a couple of points, and look, y'all can take notes on this if you like, because this is going to be important. This right here is going to be important when it comes to making that decision. Like, how do you decide that this is not what you want? Right. So one of the things is you, within the relationship together, you lack trust. You don't trust them. They don't trust you. And if the trust is broken and there's some lack of mutual respect, it can be difficult to sustain any kind of healthy relationship. Right. If you don't know where they're going, when they're coming back, if you have to have it in your mind that, you know, they're doing something, they're playing you, that's a lack of trust. And you can't be with anybody that you don't trust. Number two, frequent conflicts. Y'all argue all the time. Look, it's time to go. If you're with somebody and y'all argue all the time, you nasty all the time, the cops are almost called all the time, life is too short to be arguing with somebody. There is something more important, more valuable, more sustaining for you to be doing other than arguing with somebody, wasting your breath. Because there's a saying that has been passed to me. It said, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Absolutely. All right. So frequent conflicts is a sign that you must go. Emotional or physical abuse. You know, when I was a kid, I had a cousin who used to get in arguments with her boyfriend all the time. They would get into these arguments, and one day I heard the word that he actually drowned her in the bathtub and she died. And it was really terrible. It was really terrible. She was young, she was vibrant, right? Had a lot of life to live, had some young children, and they got into an argument so bad that one day he just held her whole head underwater, and that was the end of her. So look, if you are in a physical or emotionally abusive relationship, it's time to go. Look, your life is too important and life is too short. It's time to go. Number 4, mismatched values and goals. So I get this question often, like somebody will come up and say, Kel, this is my girlfriend. I had a guy and his lady talk to me the other day, a couple weeks ago. He said, look, let me ask you this. I know that you're a dating relationship coach. This is what you do. Tell me, do you think that we would make a good couple? So when I get that question, I ask this one thing. Do your futures match? Do you and this person, right? Your futures, are y'all going down the road? Let's say you're going down the road. If you look to your right or look to your left, would they be along the road with you in 5 years, 10 years? Do their values align? Do your values, are you going in the same? Do you believe in the same thing? I've heard people who didn't believe in giving giving an offering to the church. Maybe the guy's like, you know what, don't get on preaching nothing. And the lady's like, no, but the scripture encourages me to give. That is a conflict. And that's a conflict of values. All right. So you got to look at the long-term travel of the person to decide if this person is going to be right for you. And number 5, check it out. Number 5, unhappiness or emotional disconnect. You want to know when it's time to go? When there's total unhappiness or emotional disconnect. Now, here, understand this. If you're in a long-term relationship, you know that they go through seasons. There's sometimes a summer when everything is good, everything is hot, everything is you hanging out, bam, hey, enjoying life. But sometimes there's a winter that comes. And in the winter, things dry up. Things get cold. Things fall apart. Right? But if you can hold on, spring's coming, springtime's coming, the weather breaks, things begin to bud, things begin to come back, and the next thing you know, it's summer again. If you're a person who will die off in the winter, when it's cold, when nothing's happening, when you're not happy, that's one thing. But if you're going to have sustainability in the long term, you got to be able to get through them seasons. But you know, and I'm telling you this, if there's unhappiness in the winter, there's unhappiness in the spring, there's unhappiness in the summer and unhappiness in the fall of your relationship, it's time to go. It's time to go. Number 6, you lack communication or effort. There's no talking it out. There's no conversation about things. There's no interest in making things better. It is time to go. They don't even want to talk to you. Y'all can't even talk to each other without an argument, without a conflict. You can't get on the same sheet of music. That's how you know it's time to go. Ooh. Arthur Royce, I'm gonna come back to your question. Hang in there. I'm gonna come back to your question. That's how you know it's time to go. And here it is, number 7. Let's talk about this one. Infidelity. If cheating is a deal breaker, it's a deal breaker. Now, I've seen different kinds of situations where some people can get over it and some people can't. I have a fraternity brother. He said, he stumbled out there, and his wife at that time, she just couldn't get over it. She just couldn't get past it. So boom, she come loose. And he was upset about it, and it affected his kids and all of that. Man, he still remembered it. Sometimes some people can't get by it. Now, I've seen other people work on their relationship and actually continue and make their relationship work. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But ultimately, the decision to break off a relationship is a deeply personal one. Nobody can tell you need to get rid of somebody. Nobody can tell you should stay with somebody, right? It all has to be up to you and your decision making. All right. Arthur Royce, we're gonna get to your question. Thank you so much for dropping your question in there. Let's talk about it. I want to know how to get rid of a guy that abuses me mentally. Oh, abuses me mentally. All right. So, without all the context on that, I want to say this. You don't have to be in a relationship with anybody if you don't want to be there. Listen to what I'm saying. You don't have to be, I don't care if the person stole your nickels from your little piggy bank. You don't have to be in a relationship with anybody that you do not desire to be with. You came into this world by yourself, and you're going to leave this world by yourself. And nobody's going to be there with you. You're going. And so you get the honor of walking through this life, and life is so short. Can y'all believe it's the end of the year? It's already the end of the year. And I'm telling you, the time has flown by. Some good things have happened for you this year, I'm sure. Some bad things that probably happened too. And that is life. But the one thing that you have to realize is that if you are listening to this and you're watching this in a free country, nobody has to do anything. You don't have to be with anybody. So now I'm not going to be the person who tells somebody to leave that person. They doing what to you? Not unless you're in physical harm or danger. I'm going to tell you to create a plan, right? Create a plan, create a strategy, put some money away, find some support, find some family members, some therapy, a therapist, a pastor, a deacon, somebody that you can engage in and get some support for, right? Because I'm going to tell you, leaving some of these people out here can be dangerous. It can be dangerous to leave some of these people out here. And you can really put your life on the line moving on and the way you move out here in these streets. So be careful. Put a plan together, find some good support, get your money right, and boom. You might for some of these people, you might have to move out and send them a letter later. You might have to move out and call them later because the confrontation a lot of times it's coming, and you don't really want that. So I'm encouraging you, look, live your life. Life is short and unpredictable. And this is your time to live and love and enjoy your life. You're here to enjoy your life. So do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. All right, look, I need y'all to hit that subscribe button. If you're over here on YouTube, I got more videos to come. You can check out the videos that's going to roll up after this. But look, I need your support. I need you to tap on the like button, hit the like button, and we will see you next time. Thank y'all so much for being here. Till next time, peace and love.